It's time for our Seen and Unseen segment where we reveal the stories behind the headlines. And for that, we turn to Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. Raymond, you were just down at the border a few weeks ago. Now there are reports that the Biden administration is poised to make the border crisis even worse. What?
Laura, as you saw, when I was at the Rio Grande witnessing hundreds of migrants being brought rafted stateside by the cartels, agents told me they had one great fear, that the Biden administration would lift Title 42. Now, this is the public health law that, due to COVID, allowed Border Patrol to turn back thousands of single adults trying to enter the United States. Now, Axios is reporting that Biden could remove Title 42 by the end of July. Without this law in place, Laura, officials told me today they're going to be overwhelmed. They'll have to release more than 100,000 illegal aliens into the country each month, potentially. And what about the COVID considerations? We want to vaccinate students and sports stars. What about migrants?
Oh, they'll get free vaccines, too. We have so much extra cash lying around. Everyone's going to get free. By the way, right now we still have restrictions in place, Raymond. People from Mexico and Canada, they can't cross the border legally.
Right.
Right? But the migrants could just pour right in. I mean, it's ridiculous. We've closed the border to legal Mexicans and Canadians. But hundreds of thousands, a million almost have come across.
Agents told me today of the 180 illegal immigrants that they encountered, 180,000, they turned back 112,000 single, largely men, because of this Title 42. With that out the window, it's open season, and America becomes the season. Laura, some are indignant and downright silly in their coverage of the Catholic bishops' efforts to remind their flock of their responsibilities in public. Bishops are drafting a document on worthiness to receive communion, basically the standards of membership. Here's how the media's covering it.
Catholic bishops here in America are pushing to allow priests to deny the president communion over his support of abortion rights.
The president made clear he's not planning to change his routine in the face of this debate among American Catholic bishops.
This is so misinformed, Laura, I don't know where to begin. First off, this bishop's document means nothing. Canon law, church law, requires priests and bishops to refuse communion to anyone who persists in manifest, public, grave sin. It's not an option. The problem is the local bishops who are responsible, they refuse to act. Biden is only one of many Catholic figures opposing core moral teaching in public. This isn't private sin, it's public. And it's teaching other Catholics how to behave. Now that the bishops are having a discussion, media commentators are beside themselves.
For President Biden, who in that moment is just Joe Biden going to his church and taking that moment to honor his beliefs, that should not be weaponized against him.
These bishops could be working with him on climate change. I mean, we're destroying God's earth, okay? And on the refugee crisis and what have you, and poverty in this country. Instead, they want to fight.
And so people just see it as really based in hypocrisy. And I can't tell you, some people said, this is the final straw for them. If the bishops go ahead with that, that's it for them.
Wait a second. Is that a priest? Was that a priest?
Yes, Father Beck. Father Beck. He needs a refresher in the catechism, Laura. I mean, if truth in advertising and insisting that Catholics behave like Catholics in public is a bad thing, well, then they better go find another faith. I mean, no one's compelling you to be in any faith. But if you say you're one thing, then be it. But don't be a fraud in public.
Yeah, Joy Behar's in town. Move over St. Augustine or Thomas Aquinas. They don't know anything. Listen to Joy.
Okay, but before I go, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island, I know a friend of yours, was cornered by a local reporter over his membership in the Bailey's Beach Club. This is an exclusive, very restricted resort that he has enjoyed for decades.
Are there any minority members of the club now?
I think the people who are running the place are still working on that, and I'm sorry it hasn't happened yet.
You had remarks on the floor following the deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd saying, hoping to root out systemic racism in the country. Your thoughts on an elite, all-white, wealthy club, again, in this day and age? Should these clubs continue to exist?
It's a long tradition in Rhode Island, and there are many of them.
Yeah, Klan meetings are traditions in some parts of the country, too,
Whoops.
Laura. Look, this is over the line. Whitehouse tried to clean this up today by claiming the club does have diverse membership and that he will no longer be a member. But remember, Laura, his wife is the third largest shareholder in the club. So he won't just be there, he'll share ownership.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.